Hey guys, this is the Flash with the Flash podcast. Today we're going to be talking about the Tampa Buccaneers versus the Ravens. It was such a great game. I was personally at the game. I went to the game. The score was 41-31. Just because when Lamar Jackson got out, then they got a little bit, loose, and they let them come back a little bit, but they closed the game because they were winning 41-18. Then Lamar got out the game because it was a blowout, and then the Baker Mayfield stayed, so they scored a couple more. Anyway, Lamar Jackson had 5 touchdowns thrown, 2 to Mark Andrews, 1 to Derrick Henry, Rashad Bateman. Man, this game was so good. Like, to be there watching the game is like a good feeling. And when you see your favorite players running, you see Derrick Henry coming from the other side of the field running, almost getting a touchdown. You see Lamar Jackson blocking for him to keep running, Me personally, I know I'm a Ravens fan, but this is the best duo in the NFL right now. It's Lamar Jackson and Derrick Henry. And a lot of people, when they were down 0-2, when they were 0-2, they're like, this team, they're not going to be looking good this whole season. But guess what? They're 5-2 now. They're 5-2, I was a little nervous when I was there, when Mike Evans scored the touchdown and they got a kick being up 10-0. But in my mind, I'm like, why am I nervous for? This is the Ravens. And they got Lamar Jackson, Derrick Henry. They just were starting off slow, And then they were picking up a little bit. Mike Evans got hurt. Later in the game, like real late in the game, Chris Godwin got hurt. Which those are 2 big losses for the Bucks. More Mike Evans because, he's always one of the top receivers every year. But, hey, they're both hurt, Derrick Henry had a great game. He got a touchdown himself, 100+ yards. Lamar Jackson, 17 for 22 in completions, 5 TDs thrown. Rashad Bateman with that TD. With that touchdown that was so far, like Lamar Jackson just yanked it and he caught it. Like, when I was there seeing that touchdown, I'm like, what the heck? Like, he caught it from, like, Lamar Jackson was on the whole other side of the field in like the 30-yard line, and Rashad Bateman was already at a TD, the touchdown. So that was great. Zay Flowers had an alright game, not like the games that he had before. Isaiah Likely, he did alright too. But Mark Andrews, he had 2 touchdowns. And he's the leading franchise touchdown. Like, he has the most touchdowns in their franchise. So that's something to remember, I love the experience going to the game, just to see my favorite players play, like, it's, very, like, I was with my dad, just everything was good, we had fun, but, man, I want you guys to write in the comment, who is the best duo in the NFL? Me personally, I'm a Ravens fan, and I think it's Lamar and Henry, just because, just the way they do it, man. Like, it's like nobody can stop them. Nobody, like, it's like, I'm gonna say it again. They need to do this in the playoffs. Because, being honest, they got the Browns next. I think they're supposed to beat the Browns. The rest of the people in their like the rest of the season, I think they can beat everybody. The only team that maybe can beat them is the Bengals, that they go against the Bengals again. But all the rest of the teams, I think they're supposed to beat them. Tampa, man, Tampa, you guys were looking good until the second half when you guys just slowed down a little bit. And then, you know, Lamar got out the game and y'all came back a little bit. But the thing is, we have to see when Mike Evans and Chris Godwin come back. Because those are your two receivers, you know? And they're probably the most important receivers in your team. So if you guys don't got those people, you guys are cooked. I think you guys should go to the playoffs. But if those people are still injured, you guys are cooked. Oh, and one thing I want to say. You hear all these analysts, you know, Stephen A., mostly Stephen A., saying that the Lions are the best team. Look, the Lions are great. You know, they're 5-1. That's a great team. But look at this game, the Ravens versus Bucks. The Bucks, they went against the Lions, right? They beat the Lions. The Ravens, they were destroying the Bucks until Lamar Jackson got out the game because it was a blowout. Imagine if he kept playing. The Ravens would have had like 50. So, look, I know it's different styles of teams, but I really want to see the Ravens go against the Lions. I know they don't go against the Lions this season, but I really hope they go against the Lions at one point. I don't know, in the playoffs. I just want to see them go against the Lions because, look, both of the teams are going to make the playoffs. Like, that's easy. Both teams are number one in their division, you know? The Lions are tied with the Vikings, but if you go on Google and write their division, they show up as number one. Same with the Ravens. So I just want to see how, you know, the playoffs go, and I want to see that matchup because, you know, these teams are very, very good, you know? But me personally, I think the Ravens would beat them up. I think they would beat them up. But we have to see if they go against each other in the playoffs. And yeah, this is The Flash with Flash Podcast. See you guys in the next video.